my name's Alex and welcome to another edition of White Line Fever. So the Six Nations is halfway through and it is shaping up to be one of the most interesting finishes that it could be for a long time. Ireland, who were favourites before they started, are pretty much out of it, so we'll see what happens. And whilst I could sit here and analyse the weekend's games or England's performance against Ireland, instead, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm actually going to talk about the standout players of the competition so far. So let's get started then. Scotland have taken their momentum from a very healthy World Cup and come into the Six Nations with a real go-for-broke attitude. And personally, I think it's working for them. At the heart of the Scottish team are their halfbacks, Greg Laidlaw and Finn Russell. Laidlaw is currently third on Scotland's all-time point scorer list, and he's also going to get his 50th cap in the upcoming game against France when he leads them out next weekend. He's definitely Scotland's talisman, and to be honest, it is easy to see why, based on his man-of-the-match performance on Friday, when he kicked 21 points against Italy, and a really, really good performance. And Finn Russell as well, he's only 23. And personally, I think he shows promise to be one of the best attacking 10s in the whole of the Northern Hemisphere. He was yellow carded in his game against Italy, but I think that was just a little taint. I think his game management allows the whole of the back line to be involved, and his instinct to always attack the game line makes it difficult for teams to actually keep him quiet. As a pair, the two combine well, and they both understand how the other one plays, and it's a great basis for the rest of the team to work around. Is there anything that Jamie Roberts cannot do? He's currently studying a Masters in Medical Sciences at Cambridge, and alongside that, he's turning into a fine wine rugby player who is only getting better with age. Although he didn't have the iconic performance that we've almost become accustomed to against France over the weekend, the opening two games of the tournament just showed that he's well on his way not just to becoming one of the best centres in the Northern Hemisphere, but I'd say in the world. He's been stunning in attack and defence. He's always making massive hits. And against Ireland, he made 21 tackles. He's also Wales' go-to man going forward almost every time. And he'll often get balls off big, just hit-up balls, getting over that gain line, giving Wales good, quick, clean front foot ball. Brilliant. Another live wire for Scotland is Hogg. Undoubtedly one of the best counter-attackers in the Northern Hemisphere. And his swerving runs will often beat the first defender, and his flair has been responsible for some of Scotland's best attacking rugby in this tournament. Although he's only 5'11", he's actually really good under the high ball, and he'll always make the most of open space. And if you give him a counter-attack opportunity, he will 9 times out of 10 make the most of it and always beat that first defender. Alongside Russell, I'd say that Scotland have real potential to become a dark horse in this competition, and I would not be surprised if you saw them knocking off either France or Ireland in one of the two games, and I think that Hogg could be a massive part of that. Big Billy. I'm not going to say a lot about him because I've already said it in my last video. He has been brilliant going forward, and he's got another man of the match performance over the weekend. And it's just showing how much he's really blossoming as a player under Eddie Jones's new regime in the England camp. And, he's looking like England now have a number 8 that is not just strong and physical, but also has a rugby brain. And he was quick to capitalise on a napping Ireland early on in the match, which unfortunately lost me £20 because I would have won that if he'd scored first. But I'm not bitter. But Billy is well on his way to becoming one of the best 8s in the world. He's been absolutely brilliant, and hopefully he just carries on like this. From one great 8 to the best 8, and my personal favourite player of all time. Italy may as well just rename their team Sergio Parise because he's carried them for that long. And I'm not going to sit here and say that he's perfect, because I'm sure quite a lot of you saw that he tried to slot a drop goal against France, and that potentially lost them the match. But if you did watch their match against Scotland over the weekend, you will undoubtedly understand why I'm saying this. He was everywhere. He was making tackles, making breaks, he was jumping in the line out, collecting restarts, sitting in the playmaker position. I'd say at one point in the game, he must have played at least every position in the back line. He's just amazing. It is really incredible that one man can carry an international team around for a decade and is still at 32 having man of the match performances quite frequently. When I watch him play, I'm just gutted that he doesn't have an auntie from Doncaster so that he could just come and play for England. But unfortunately, that's just how it is, and it's just a pleasure to watch him play. So that is it for this week on White Line Fever. Again, thank you so much for listening. Please do comment below your opinions. It would be great. Like and share this video. Have a nice week. Thanks very much.